So today was a pretty important day because today was the launch of a new service for my agency, Tropic Collective, where we are essentially going to offer virtual assistant services for entrepreneurs, around the world, whether those are content creators, e-commerce, Shopify store owners, or even small or medium-sized business owners. And today we launched the Facebook ads, the landing page, and the funnel. So hopefully we start getting some leads. It's currently in review, but hopefully by the end of the day we're gonna have a few leads in that we're gonna have some scheduled calls for tomorrow. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So as a young entrepreneur, I've learned a few lessons over the course of the last couple of years. And if you are in the same path as I am, which is you are in the young side, and you've discovered that the employee life is not for you, you want the freedom and all the other things that come with being an entrepreneur, you just love the grind, then learning these lessons before you even make the mistake of to learn that lesson might be very beneficial for you, because I know that these would have been very beneficial for me when I first started my business a few years ago. So the first lesson is you have to be able to have a very clear, delineated list of requirements and expectations that are non-negotiable for yourself. Being young and being an entrepreneur, a lot of times there's going to be a lot of cases where you will go into partnerships, whether that is with another person inside of your business or with another business. Being young, a lot of the people you're going to be dealing with are going to be older than you. Sometimes substantially older than you, 20, 25, 30 years older than you. And they may see you as a little bit too naive, as a little bit too young, as a little bit too unexperienced. And they will try to leverage that to their side. And a lot of times they will do this in a way that they will present certain terms and certain conditions that may not be in line with what you think is important for you, what you value as a person. So you got to be able to do a little bit of introspection and know what your core motivators are behind why do you want to be an entrepreneur, and make sure that when coming into a partnership with either a business or a person, that you have those things intact, and you gotta maintain firm with those things, because ultimately, if your vision of what an entrepreneur means, of what it means to be an entrepreneur and what you want to do in your business, has to align with what you're doing with your partner. Being a little bit too flexible with these terms may actually cause you to have a unhealthy relationship with your partners or with the businesses that you're going to be working with, because it's gonna ultimately make you feel as if you're not achieving the things that you want to achieve. And these things gotta come in the shape of your values, your core competencies. What do you think it's appropriate compensation? What do you feel it's appropriate time that you want to put into this? Because a lot of people, a lot of entrepreneurs don't want to go. They don't want to be an entrepreneur to grind 16 hours a day. They want to do it, because they have a vision of a business where they can own their own, where you can own your own time and actually do things that you actually enjoy doing outside of work. So you got to make sure to have those things very clear, so then you can express them, whether in a contract or verbally, to your partners. So another lesson that is quite important, and I've noticed a lot of other entrepreneurs make the same mistake. And when we finally learn from this mistake, we actually look back in hindsight and we think about how dumb we were by thinking any different. So as a business owner, you're heavily and emotionally invested in your business. You have invested capital, time, a lot of thought, and you have a vision about what your business, what you want your business to be, and all the things that are going to come with it. And because of this, we make the mistake that we don't let go of certain aspects of the business, whether that is in the marketing in the front end, maybe systems and processes in the back end, maybe the onboarding process, the sales process. Regardless of what it is, you always want to take charge of everything, and you never really feel ready to delegate. I always used to think, like, okay, when this gets bigger, maybe when I get overwhelmed, at that point I will have to delegate. But what I really came to learn is that I don't really have to wait until the point of being overwhelmed with your work to be able to delegate to other people. And not only that, but there's going to be people who are going to be able to do the same work a lot better than you, and they're going to be able to focus 100% of their time to that specific thing, whether that is managing your social media or creating a website for you, because I even created all my websites, whether that is the sales process, building the CRM, whatever it is. Understand that there are people with a lot more experience than you that can bring a lot of value to your business. And yes, it's going to be expensive at first, because you will have to invest in the salaries of these people and take that risk. But eventually you have to think about this as you're buying back your time. And by buying back your time, two things are going to happen. You will have a lot more time to think about ways of growing the business rather than just managing the business. And two, you will feel a sense of relief by not having a lot of the pressure getting put on your back. Now your job is going to be, it's going to be more about going over work rather than doing the whole process of planning out the work, filling out a schedule to pull out those deliverables, and be able to bring that work together and do all the testing. Instead, you can have somebody else do it, and then you just go over it. And believe me, it's going to be this is one of those things that are very important for scaling a business. And a lot of us, this may not apply to you, but I know that for me, the entrepreneur life is more about doing more of the things that I love doing. And the problem about that with me is that I'm very multifaceted. I'm not sure if that word even exists, but what I mean is that I love to do a lot of different things. I always try to learn new stuff, and I'm all over the place. And I love traveling, and I love finding out new passions. And because of that, I have to have enough time for me to explore those things. And that's one of the things that I love about my business, the fact that I have been able to delegate enough work out to people. I'll see you guys at the pool. Let me catch my breath real quick. Okay, so the third thing that I can definitely say that has been a lesson for me: always be empathetic with your employees. But the real lesson is there's a difference between being a pushover and being empathetic. A lot of times, when you're hiring out people, you're gonna notice that the first couple months, because of a lot of excitement, because you know, a lot of emotions coming in with like their new job, their new opportunity, you will see that their productivity, their general emotions toward the job, it's going to be a lot more positive. But as time progresses, you will always have to find different ways to keep motivating your employees. And in order for you to do this, you got to have conversations with these people. You got to talk to them, and you got to ask them what drives them. What is it that they want? You want to have at least a partial understanding of their personal lives and home, so then you can actually treat them appropriately when it comes to their work. However, there is going to be the cases where some people will see this as a weakness, and this is not the case for the most part, but a lot of these people will try to see how far they can draw that line. They will start asking for different things, and while some of them are reasonable, they will start pushing you back and see just how far they can take you, and see how much they can get away with. Whether that is coming in late, not doing the things when they said they were going to be done, and different things along these lines. But there will be, and I've had these employees that really, they will see the difference between you and past employers, and they will see that you are actually a great manager. You want to have a much more horizontal type of management personality, that is, where you're not just telling them what to do, but you're actually leading them onto a path where they're actually excited about their work, and they feel as if what they're doing inside of the business, it's actually making a difference. So that would be my third lesson. I'll catch you guys up on the fourth. Holy shit. Today was my first today was the first time that I can't even talk right now. Today was my first day back in the pool after a few years. I would say I haven't properly been in a pool and doing like a proper swim workout for like 3 years. So it felt good. It was nice. It's just trying to reincorporate swimming. You know, because I used to swim. I was arguably in my best shape when I was swimming. So I don't know. I really enjoyed it. So now I'm just trying to get back into it. It's raining. I've always had this thing with sounds. Ever since I was a kid, I would sit down and just listen, you know, to the sounds in my environment. Birds, cars in the distance, the wind. Well, it's time for some lunch to recover from that swim, and in a couple hours I've got jiu-jitsu, so it's gonna be hard. It's no gi. It's gonna be real fun. Alrighty, I'll see you guys after lunch. It's time to roll my back and muscles for a little bit before jiu-jitsu. So, what's another thing that, as a business owner, as a young business owner, I've learned during this time? This was probably one of my most expensive lessons. Not because of money that I had to spend or that money that I physically lost, but because of opportunity cost. So for the longest time, and if you're a business owner, you might find yourself related to this, I just didn't want to invest in marketing. And you know what's the most ironic thing about that? Is that I offered marketing services for most of my clients. And I figured, for the same reason that I didn't have other people doing work for me, I didn't delegate enough work, and I was doing most of the work, I was fine with 3 or 4 clients, doing a decent income, working a lot by myself. And it was pretty, I even felt like a fraud, because I was doing a lot of lead generation for my clients, and I had never actually done any lead generation campaign for myself, for my own agency. I always had, a lot of doubts, a lot of self-doubt. More, not whether if I was going to be able to generate leads for my agency, but more for, will I be able to handle a large amount of leads coming in? Will I be able to onboard all of the leads coming in? Will I have a proper sales process? And it will, and not only that, but I was afraid to invest in the marketing, because since I was a one-person shop a lot of the time, all of the revenue that was coming into the business was money coming into me. So most of the expenses that were happening because of the agency, it felt as personal expenses. And that is one of the lessons. Learn, even if you're a one-man shop and you're actively living off of your revenue, off your business revenue, learn to separate revenue from your business and your personal side. In that way, when you spend in marketing for your business, don't feel as if you're personally spending that money, because that's what would make me it would make it harder for me to spend money on marketing, because I felt as if it was a personal liability rather than a business investment. Once I was able to jump over that wall, and plus I learned to delegate my work, I was able to successfully scale my business and practice what I preach, essentially.
Aquí vengo y todavía está la...
So yesterday after jiu-jitsu, I was so tired that I just had to take a shower, and after that, the lighting in my room is not very good, so I couldn't really finish up the video. So anyway, the last lesson that I want you guys to take home is that every time that you wanna do some networking, every time that you want to reach out to somebody that that will bring value to your business, stop thinking about how is this person going to bring value to my business in a way or another. Rather, think about ways that you can bring value to their business. And I know you've probably heard this in the past, but be very authentic about this. Think about the things that you would have wanted to hear when you were just starting, or maybe think about the things that you want somebody to tell you when somebody's looking to collaborate with you. And there's going to be two implications about this. So one, you're probably young, and two, you're probably not as big as companies that you want to collaborate with. Because for the most part, when you want to collaborate with a business, it's usually a much more established business with a lot more employees, much higher revenues. So a lot of times they will see you as if you need them more than what they need you. And you gotta be able to verbalize why that's not the case and why they will need you as much as you need them. And why it would be a mutually beneficial relationship. And to keep that in mind, not only when you're thinking about what you're gonna come up with when reaching out to these people, but really it'll set the tone for the whole conversation about what, asking the right questions, such as what challenges are you currently facing in your business that I could be of help with. What could I do today to get you to a much better place in 60 days? You gotta be able to frame this conversation around what is beneficial for them rather than what it would be beneficial for you. And I have applied this, and I would recommend you to apply this even in situations where you don't see a benefit, at least not in the short term, with somebody else. I've had a lot of people come up to me when they're just starting out their business, or sometimes I see that they're like posting up on Instagram or posting up on Facebook or whatever that they have a new business going on, and they barely have any revenue, they barely have any clients. But I always come to them and I tell them, hey, I can help you out with this for free. Let's get on the call. I'll give you a free consultation or whatever. And I just get on a 45-minute call, 1-hour call for free. Just pointing them into the right in the right direction. And I'm telling you, a lot of these seeds that you're going to be planting throughout the lifetime of your business, they will start sprouting, and not all of them are going to grow into large trees or whatever, or crops, but some of them will. And it's these people that will remember, and believe me, they will remember the fact that you were able to put yourself out there and help them for free, just because you care about their business, just because you wanted to see them succeed. And that's going to set you apart from everybody else offering them the same service. And now that you are young, you gotta be able to leverage the fact that a lot of the people around you will, when they are entrepreneurs, they will be startups. And in 5 years or 10 years or whatever the time frame may be, they will stop being startups. And who do you think they're going to come to for help when it comes to whatever service you're offering? And that would be my fifth lesson and the last lesson. So yeah, I hope this helped. Please remember to give yourself a like. Please remember to give the video a like and subscribe for more videos about this, about business, finance, freedom, and traveling, or whatever it is that my life comes up with over the course of the next couple of years. So yeah, I hope this was very helpful, and to all the new entrepreneurs out there, best of luck. Peace.